For this, we're going to talk about the demand for money. When we're talking about the demand for money, we want to figure out how much money people are going to want to hold, but specifically money, primarily M1 money. If you remember, M1 money is cash, checkable deposits, and traveler's checks. None of those are earning any interest, but why would we want to hold those? We want to hold M1 money because we want to easily make transactions. We want to go to the grocery store and buy our food. We want to go to the gas station and get the gas, whatever that we want to be able to use spendable money for. So when we're talking about the demand for money, we're talking about how much money do people want to hold that doesn't earn interest. Okay, so the first impact is going to be the price level. So if we have an increase in the price level, that means basically everything goes up in price. And if that's the case, everything that we buy now costs more. So we're going to have to hold more money to purchase those goods and services. So if the price level increases, the demand for money is going to increase. Also, the nominal interest rate. Now, let's say grandma gives you $100, and if you hold that $100 for a year, what are you going to give up? So the idea here is, let's say the interest rate is 1%. So if you hold the $100 instead of putting it into an account, you give up the 1%. You give up a dollar in a year. Now, if the interest rate was 10%, then you would give up $10 in a year. So if the interest rate is 10%, I'm going to much less want to hold that money than if the interest rate was 1%. I can give up a dollar, $10. I'm not sure I want to give that up. So the nominal interest rate is the opportunity cost of holding the money. Okay, so an increase in the nominal interest rate decreases how much money you want to hold. Okay, the next one is going to be real GDP. Now, if real GDP increases, that means we have more income because GDP can be measured in the expenditure approach and the income approach. So when real GDP increases, then we have more income, so we want to spend more money. So if real GDP increases, then the demand for money will also increase. And the last one we want to discuss is financial innovation. Now, that would be things like online banking or even an ATM. When I went to college, there were no ATMs. So if I wanted to get money, I had to go to the bank when it was open. So financial innovations typically make it easier to switch money from an interest-bearing account like a savings account into a checking account or even into cash. So financial innovations have in effect decreased the demand for money. So if we want to see what that's going to look like, our demand for money curve is going to be downward sloping. So at high rates of interest, we don't want to hold the funds. At low rates of interest, yeah, we'll be happy to hold them.